Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Manny's fitness program. And on this video, we're gonna continue our questions and answer series with another question, and that is, how do I start eating clean? Let's get it started. Alright, so how to eat clean? Alright, so I get this question asked a lot because when you're told to eat clean, where do you know where to start? Alright, so just by getting to understand the question, it leads me to think about certain diets that are out there that are gonna help us eat clean. Alright, so most of you probably already know about the Paleo diet, the ketogenic diet, the Mediterranean diet, the pescatarian diet. There's a few diets out there that are out there for a reason. All right, I don't personally recommend a certain diet 100%. All right, because I'm a firm believer that there's no such thing as following a strict way of eating to where you're leaving out certain organic foods. Like the Paleo diet, you know, it's very low in carbohydrates. All right, there's no dairy products, there's no wheat products, flour products and stuff like that, refined sugars, alcohol. All right, and ketogenic diet is even lower on carbohydrates, more good fats and good oils. There's very minimal fruits, you know, so you know those are the things that I kind of want to make sure I cover when it comes down to following a certain diet in a strict manner. All right, so with that said, one thing that I usually just recommend is keeping it simple, covering your macronutrients. You know, macronutrients are your proteins, your good carbs, and your good fats. All right, so as long as you cover those three areas, you should be good to go. Okay, so this is what I always say, a lot of lean meats, a lot of different sources of meats. All right, good quality meats, a lot of good fats, good oils, nuts, seeds, coconut oil, avocados, you know, olive oil, stuff like that, good fats. And then your good carbs. You should be getting your carbs from normally vegetables, as much vegetables as you can, you know, and then your fruits, you know, minimal fruits in order for you to gain more carbs from it. Fructose, good sugars. Okay, so the ketogenic diet is very low on fruits, you know, almost to nothing. And so there you have it. I usually don't recommend a strict diet or a certain diet of such what I just named. Okay, so how do we eat clean? You know, you can start anywhere, you know, as long as you consume the right amount of macronutrients in its ratio form. All right, a lot of good amount of protein, good enough for you to keep satiated, for you to fuel in your branched chain amino acids and your proteins, the building blocks of the muscles. Okay, you'll be surprised how many people are very low on protein consumption throughout the day. All right, very normal protein intake in the terms of grams is around 100 grams. I'm gonna say around 100 grams. The average person should be consuming around 100 grams of protein. And you'll be surprised how many people are consuming way less than that. I'm talking about maybe 10 to 20% grams of protein per day. And I'm using a person of my stature, of my age, of my fitness level as an example. All right, anybody bigger than me or more muscle mass than me will have to consider consuming more. All right, keep in mind that too much protein is also bad for us. All right, when it comes down to digesting. So make sure you consult a physician, a doctor, regarding that. And again, I never really cover that area too deeply because it's actually really hard to consume tons and tons of protein because it's gonna get you full quicker. It's gonna keep you satiated. You're not gonna be hungry. You're not gonna wanna eat anymore. All right, that includes high fiber foods. All right, drinking enough water, that's gonna keep you full. If you're continually consuming a carbohydrate type of food, you're never gonna be full. All right, let alone processed carb. All right, so let's keep that in mind. Now let's continue with eating clean. What is considered eating clean? You know, like I mentioned earlier, lean meats, good fats, good oils, a lot of vegetables, some fruit. Okay, in moderation. There is such a thing as eating too much. All right, too much of a good thing, basically. So you have to be careful. All right, careful enough that you're mindful, because you're not gonna continue this kind of mentality throughout your whole lifetime. You don't always have to be careful. The only time that you're gonna have to be careful is when you're just starting, when you're making that transition into a lifestyle, to where you're learning your portion control, right? To knowing the type of foods that you're supposed to be consuming and those that you're supposed to be removing. Okay, those are the times that you need to be wise enough to be alert. All right, but as you continue to get better and you start making proper decisions on your good food intake, then you start doing it automatically. There's no reason to be watching out. All right, so it's only in the beginning. As you get better and better, it becomes a lifestyle. You don't normally even consider being alert, all right, or being conscious to continually to make sure that you're making the right food decision because you're so used to it. You're so used to making that food decision. You start eating clean in the process. All right, I consider eating clean as well to having to remove certain processed foods, chips, soda, candy, you know, stuff like that. You know, those kind of foods, there's some that, you know, are not even a treat for us. It's actually just destroying us, you know. Whatever addiction that you have built throughout the years, it's not going to be easy to remove right off the bat. It's possible, and one thing that I say to my members is, if you're going to stop cold turkey, then you better be wearing a straitjacket, all right, because you will get side effects. There is a detox portion of that, okay? All right, so we can get more in depth with that as we continue, but let's move on to the next level of how to eat clean. All right, start small. If you're used to continually eating a lot of carbohydrates, tortilla, flour products, wheat, grains, you know, soda, you know, sugary drinks and stuff like that, don't stop cold turkey. You know, one thing that I recommend here in my program is to build a food journal where you write down those items that you actually want to completely remove from your diet completely. Don't stop automatically. Write down throughout the day and check for yourself, analyze yourself, and see how much of it are you consuming. If it's a large portion of it, then you have to gradually move down and start cutting it down little by little. All right, so I always recommend for somebody to write them down, and you know, every week from what you have jotted down in the beginning, every week remove one. You still consume it, but less than before. All right, You don't want to stop cold turkey. So food journals, another way to start eating clean. All right, just seeing how addictive you are to certain foods that you should be removing from your diet. Those foods are not only going to accumulate more body fat weight because of its high sugar and carb content, but it's also going to destroy the body in the long run. It does major side effects to the brain, you know, so let's fuel our bodies properly. All right, like I mentioned before, a lot of lean meats, good fats, good oils, lots of vegetables, some fruit. All right, that's how you eat clean, ladies and gentlemen. All right, start small. As you continually get better at it, take another challenge. Not try to eat enough of it. Enough, you know, try different vegetables. Try different protein products, protein foods. All right. You know, stuff like that. Be sure you drink enough water. 9 times out of 10, when somebody is making that change from removing some food items from their diet that they're not supposed to be consuming, they're dehydrated. They feel hungry. And again, they're dehydrated. Drink enough water. The average person should be drinking around a gallon of water a day. Don't just guess. Make sure you do your research and know how much water you're supposed to be consuming. All right, season your foods properly. Let's watch our sodium intake. That's part of eating clean, is watching our sodium intake. Too much sodium in the body is going to elevate the blood pressure. It's going to hinder your performance, your cardiovascular. It's going to hinder all that. All right, so everything is in balance in portion controls. Everybody has a certain portion that we're allotted throughout our day, daily calorie intake. All right, so there's my take on this question right here when it comes down to eating clean. If you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, make sure you place them down below in the comment section. If you're liking these videos right here, give me a comment down below. Let me know what you think, what I should be covering. Let me know how I'm doing down below. All right, thank you so much for your support. Let's stay active, always and forever. Mind, body, strive.